Welcome to Unfiltered Finance. If you're tired of the financial illusions and ready for the brutal math, you are in exactly the right place. Let's dive in. It's 3 a.m. on a Tuesday. The only light in the room comes from the eerie green glow of a smartphone screen. Meet Leo. He is 25, exhausted, and currently staring at an unrealized profit of $150,000. He started with just his $10,000 life savings. How? By using 50x leverage on a Bitcoin futures contract. In his mind, he's not just a trader, he's a financial prodigy who has finally beaten the system. He is mentally shopping for a Porsche, but the crypto market is a casino that never sleeps, and the house always wins. Suddenly, a massive sell wall hits the exchange. A 15% flash crash wipes across the board. The green numbers violently flicker to red. Before Leo can even process the panic, his screen flashes a brutal notification. Liquidation notice. In exactly 4.2 seconds, the $150,000 illusion vanishes. Worse, his original $10,000 is gone forever. His account balance is zero. The green light is dead, leaving him in complete darkness. How did an entire generation become so addicted to this brutal financial roulette? To understand Leo, we must stop blaming his greed and start looking at the macroeconomic nightmare he was born into. Let's rewind to 1984. Back then, the median home price in the US was around $80,000, while the median household income was $22,000. That is a price-to-income ratio of about 3.6. A regular job could actually buy you a house. Fast forward to 2024. The median home price has skyrocketed past $420,000, while median income only crept up to $75,000. The ratio is now nearly 5.6, and in major global cities, it's 8 or 10. For Generation Z, the traditional wealth-building playbook feels mathematically impossible. When you tell a 25-year-old making $50,000 a year to save 20% of their income in a bank account yielding 4%, while real asset inflation runs at 7%, you are telling them to accept a slow, guaranteed defeat. They aren't turning to crypto because they are stupid. They are turning to high-leverage crypto because they are desperate. When the front door to wealth is locked by central banks and asset inflation, an entire generation tries to climb through the window of a digital casino. But the window is rigged. Let's look at the actual mechanics of what destroyed Leo. High leverage margin trading. The concept is simple, but lethal. If you have $1,000 and use 50x leverage, the exchange lends you $49,000. You are now trading with $50,000. If the asset goes up 2%, you make $1,000, a 100% return on your actual capital in minutes. This triggers a massive spike of dopamine in the brain. But here is the brutal mathematical reality. Leverage is symmetrical. If the asset price drops by just 2%, your entire $1,000 margin is wiped out. To protect itself, the exchange's algorithm automatically liquidates your position. You lose everything. Crypto is notoriously volatile. A 2% swing happens while you are making a cup of coffee. You are playing Russian roulette with a fully loaded gun. In fact, during a typical weekend flash crash in 2021, it was entirely normal to see over $10 billion in long positions liquidated globally in less than 24 hours. The exchange simply pockets the fees, sweeps the board, and waits for the next player. The financial loss is devastating, but the psychological cost is far worse. The crypto market is open 24/7, 365. There are no closing bells. This creates what behavioral economists call a continuous variable reward schedule, the exact same psychological mechanism used in slot machines. Leo stopped sleeping. He stopped eating properly. He spent his family dinners hiding his phone under the table, staring at 1-minute candlestick charts. Even when he was winning, he couldn't cash out. The dopamine baseline in his brain had shifted so drastically that holding cash or index funds felt agonizingly boring. The true tragedy of the crypto casino isn't just the transfer of wealth from young retail investors to institutional market makers. It is the extraction of human potential. Think about the millions of hours of youth, energy, and intellect poured into staring at red and green lines, chasing a digital ghost instead of building real skills, real businesses, or real relationships. So, what is the exit strategy? It starts with accepting a harsh truth. True wealth building is profoundly boring. If Leo had taken his $10,000 and simply invested $500 a month into a broad S&P 500 index fund, assuming a historical 8% return, he would have over $1.7 million by the time he retired. Yes, it takes 40 years. Yes, it doesn't give you a dopamine rush at 3 a.m., but it works. The financial system might be stacked against the younger generation in terms of housing and inflation, but trying to cheat the system with 50x leverage only guarantees your own destruction. The crypto market is a highly sophisticated machine designed to separate impatient people from their money. Don't be the liquidity for someone else's yacht. Turn off the screen. Sleep. Invest in things that generate real cash flow. Reclaim your time, because that is the one asset you can never buy back on leverage. This video is for informational and educational purposes only, not financial advice. All investing carries risk of loss. Do your own research and consult a licensed financial advisor before making decisions. If you value the brutal truth over financial illusions, then hit subscribe today. To see how this math applies to your next move, click the video on your screen. I will see you there.